Have you ever been told you've changed, even though nothing bad actually happened? You're just harder to reach. And that's usually the moment you realize some people don't really want you happy. They want you available, available to reply fast, to always be there. And they'll swear they're happy for you, right up until your happiness starts affecting their access to you. That's when the tone changes. Suddenly it's, you've changed, or you're never around anymore, which is interesting because nothing is actually wrong. You're just not as reachable as you used to be, and that can feel bigger than it is. And before this gets misunderstood, I don't mean cutting people off. I don't mean ignoring the people you love or being absent when someone genuinely needs you. This isn't about shutting people out. It's about balance, not distance, not withdrawal. There's a difference between being present and being permanently accessible. You can still be generous. You can still care deeply. You're just no longer available by default. The old version of you was easy to reach. You replied quickly. You adjusted without explaining. You made it work. People got used to that. Not because they were bad, but because it became familiar. Growth doesn't mean you stop giving. It means you give with awareness instead of on autopilot. You still show up when it matters. You're just more intentional about how you spend your time. And when someone notices the change, this is where clarity matters. You don't disappear. You don't go cold. You simply name it. You say something like, I've been focusing on a few things lately, or I'm being a bit more intentional with my time right now. That's not rejection. That's context. And context matters. You're not blaming them. You're not pushing them away. You're giving them a reason so they don't have to guess. And from there, it's their choice. They can understand. They can adjust. Or they can decide they don't like the change. But you're not responsible for managing someone else's reaction once you've communicated clearly. That's where your part ends. The discomfort usually isn't about you changing. It's about the fact that your time now has limits, and that can feel uncomfortable for people who are used to easy access. That old guilt you feel, the urge to over-explain or compensate, that's conditioning. You were taught that being loving means being available. But love doesn't require constant access. It never did. And care doesn't disappear just because your life is fuller now. Some people will respect the shift, some won't. But choosing balance doesn't make you distant. It makes your presence intentional. And intentional presence is what actually lasts. Between us, though, this is something most people learn the hard way. You didn't change in a bad way. You just stopped being automatically available.